Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a nonchalant society. Everybody acts like they don't care. Now, back in the day, it used to be teenagers that didn't care about anything, didn't care about anybody. Attitude was bad, real laid back, insensitive, rude, disrespectful. I can go on for days. But now it's everybody. My question is, how did we get to this point? I think I have an idea. Let me explain. Number one thing is being nonchalant or acting like you don't care. We know we all care, but you're acting like you don't care is weak. What's the number one thing? When a dude gets his heart broken for the first time, now he puts every woman in the category and says all women are promiscuous and you can't trust them. Same thing with women. That first heartbreak, now all men are the same. You're guarded for the rest of the time, and you're guarding yourself because why? You don't want to get hurt again. Now, don't think for 1 second that I'm not talking about myself. I experienced all of this firsthand. I'm not judging anybody, but these are things that I learned through my path in life. Okay, so I'm not judging you. Don't think that. Hit the like button though. Hit that. Did you hit it? And how can you truly experience something if you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out with anything? We're not just strictly talking about relationships. Explain to me, how can you truly enjoy something if you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out? Everybody acts like they don't care about everything. And we're just speaking about relationships, but how do we get to this point? Keep asking yourself, how do we get to the point where everybody is trying to have their guard up with everything? Well, the number one thing is being vulnerable. You have a high chance of getting your feelings hurt. When you care at all, you will get your feelings hurt 9 times out of 10 because you're probably the only one that does care and everybody else doesn't, or they're acting like they don't. The point is, people are tired of getting hurt, and it's usually the person that cares more. That's the obvious point? Now, speaking of me, I can remember like it was yesterday. We'll talk about relationships first. My first relationship, I'm talking about I was all in, love. It felt good. That feeling feels wonderful, loving on somebody, always wondering if somebody's okay, if they ate something today, making sure they're good. And if they're not feeling good, you go over there and give them your energy. But the moment that you find out the person doesn't feel that same way about you, it hurts. It's one thing about physical pain. Physical pain, it'll heal. You can get some antibiotics. I can't even say that word. You can get some alcohol, whatever, rub it on there, get a Band-Aid, and you're good. But that mental pain, that first heartbreak or any heartbreak, it could be the third, fourth, fifth heartbreak, a divorce, whatever. That stuff hurts. And most people can't deal with that type of pain. People do crazy stuff when they're during a heartbreak. I've seen sane people that are just regular, mind their business, go work, go home. I've seen them do crazy things when their feelings were hurt. Busting car windows, flattened tires. That happened to me once. It's not fun when you go outside of work after working an 8-hour shift and your tire's flat. It's even worse when you don't know it until you're on the highway and you're like, what the hell is my car running? All that stuff, man. You will do wild stuff. You will drive for 2 hours just to stand out somebody's house asking for, why they don't like you or why they did this to you. You will do crazy stuff. And what happens after that? You don't ever want to feel that again. You don't want to give somebody that much power ever again. So you still want to involve yourself with other people because that's natural. People say they want to be single for the rest of their life. But when you're dealing with somebody, you're not going all in. Just in case one day they wake up and be like, I don't want to be with you anymore. This is getting dark. Let me change the subject. I keep talking about relationships, but that is not the only, I'm talking about when I say nonchalant too, the rudeness is crazy. The rudeness and not caring that they're rude is crazy. When did it become such a weak society where we just turn off being pleasant with people just because we're having a bad day? I'm talking about you shouldn't be wearing all of your problems on your sleeves. And you shouldn't be giving that that meanness and rudeness to people that didn't even do it. People don't say excuse me anymore. I don't care about it. I can't tell you how many times they was I'm talking about the inch from the door to me, they open up the door and they just let it swing closed. I don't know if it's intentional or people just act like they don't care about anything. So they don't even care about having to deal with my attitude in the store. They're like, I don't care. I'm not holding the door for you. This nonchalant society thing just got out of hand. Just acting like you don't care about anything gotten out of hand. I can see it from children. I can even see it from 20-year-olds, mid 20s. I can see it from them. But you're 30 and 40 and 50 acting like you don't care about anything? That's weak to me. Now, I'm not saying overly care and make sure everything's straight all that. No, that's gonna be full of anxiety all day. You're gonna go crazy. But it's just like everybody's just acting like nothing bothers them just so they won't get hurt, just so they won't show any weaknesses. So you're just gonna be on this earth and just act like you don't care about anything but yourself? That's not true. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people out there that truly don't care. I say this all the time. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. Some people are just evil people and they will go around doing whatever they want and not caring what comes back. But you getting hurt should not just leave you with your guard up for the rest of your life, whether it's relationship or just day by day stuff. Even with the work, okay? I don't understand this. I don't know if y'all experienced this. Let me know. Where people at work, they care, but then they don't care. Like they'll care just enough to keep the job, but let me know on a regular basis or let everybody know on a regular basis they don't care about the job. Do you care or do you don't care? Because like they don't want to get in trouble, but then they don't care. That is the most annoying thing. Do you pick a side? And if you truly don't care about the job, leave. I don't want to keep hearing that you don't care about none of us want to be here. At least make it pleasant. At least make it, let's be cordial with everybody and get the hell. I can't be the only one having this issue though. And like I said, I'm speaking from experience. Like I had those phases in my life where, I was just making like, even if I got a little bit close to somebody, I would back off because I can't really control that. And I'll be nonchalant when I really care about something. And then I'll show that I care right before that something or that some person is about to leave. Now all of a sudden, I'm showing my true feelings. And then once I know that thing or that person's not going to leave, I'm back to being nonchalant again. We are human beings. We have feelings. We care about certain things. We can't help it. Like you can try your best to block out the feelings. You can separate yourself. I know it happens all the time where a man or a woman, once they start catching feelings for somebody, they will keep telling themselves or look for reasons not to like the person, look for their flaws just so they can be like, or wait for the person to make a mistake just so they can be like, yep, I knew it. You're not who I thought you was. Like, I know that happens on a regular basis. I know there's people right now texting back and forth, feeling each other, having a connection, all that stuff. And one of them is like, nope. They're thinking about their past and like, nope, this is too good to be true. This person's going to play me eventually. So I'm going to ghost them. I'm sure that happened to you. I'm sure it happened to me. Or maybe to some people, I was just boring. It's just a sad thing because life could be so beautiful. And yeah, you're going to get your feelings hurt. Even if you're nonchalant, you're going to get your feelings hurt. I'm sorry to tell you. Because that's not even the way to go. You're just looking weak for no reason. And time doesn't stop for anybody. So as time go on and you constantly, women, if you're a man, women are trying to interact with you, you're blowing them off. Or if you're a woman and good men or decent men are trying to interact with you, but you're acting like you don't care and you don't need anybody. Do you really want to be that older person with nobody? Because what's going to happen is it's going to be a point where it's too late. And now you're going to try to backtrack and try to contact people from the past and be like, hey, let's go do something. And they're going to be done. They're going to be like, no, I'm good. They may even be started their own family and married and all that stuff. I'm sure that happens all the time. And yes, I have been that person that was nonchalant and I tried to contact people that I was nonchalant with and it was too late. Now you may get lucky. They may be waiting for you. It could be like a Disney movie or a fairy tale. They may be waiting on you to call and then you call and then happily ever after. But probably not, okay? And are you willing to take that chance? You shouldn't be. All I'm saying is, man, cut out the nonchalant mess, okay? we care. Okay. And if you have somebody good in your life or something good in your life, do not take it for granted because it will get up and leave one day. I'm not items will get up and leave, but life will humble you. Life will take everything from you if you don't truly appreciate something or if you don't show your appreciation. 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose those things. And what do they always say? You never know what you got. It's till it's gone.